Programs at PA CareerLink Lehigh Valley are funded in whole or in part by federal funds. Detailed information can be found at lvwib.org/Stevens-amendment.
Welcome to the Business and Industry Podcast Series, sponsored by the Workforce Board Lehigh Valley and Bosch Community Fund. This is Jenni Silfies. I'm an intern at the Workforce Board Lehigh Valley, located in the center of Lehigh Valley's workforce system called PA CareerLink Lehigh Valley. I'm here today with entrepreneur Rena Fimiano, owner and instructor of Easton Cycle, a pop-up cycling business providing energetic, uplifting cycling classes throughout the Lehigh Valley. Thank you so much for joining me today, so my classmates and I can learn about what it takes to be an entrepreneur and what we need to know about the knowledge, skills, and abilities to create a successful business like Easton Cycle. As an entrepreneur, you are Easton Cycle's living career pathway, and we need to learn more about not only owning your own company, but being its employee. You have already accomplished being the CEO, and now we need your direction on how to start our own business and become an effective CEO in our own company. Our journey includes understanding Lehigh Valley companies, big or small, so we can examine our own education, training, and the Lehigh Valley's employment options. I'm excited to welcome entrepreneur Ms. Fimiano.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Ms. Fimiano, can you please tell us what inspired you to become an entrepreneur and start your own company, Easton Cycle?
Yeah, sure. So I've always been really just intrigued by people who start businesses, who kind of have ideas in their brain and like bring them to life. So for a really long time, I've known that I wanted to start some sort of business. It took me a little bit to figure out what exactly it would be. So I was living in Philly and working down there for a while. And just as I was working and living down there, I started cycling. And I really fell in love with it. It was really inspiring in my life, motivating for me. And so eventually when I moved back to the Lehigh Valley in 2020, there really weren't many boutique fitness options. So as I was kind of looking around and, still riding at home, that's kind of when the idea planted in my brain that this could be a successful business in the area. So around that time, I started kind of getting the business plan together, sort of really just getting all the ideas in my brain, out onto paper in some way. And that's kind of how it was born.
Ms. Fimiano, could you please tell us a little bit about your company's mission statement?
So at Easton Cycle, I really want to inspire and motivate everyone who comes on the bike to live their best life. So we use the motto and hashtag Ride Your Bike, Live Your Life. So I really believe that the work that you do on the bike sort of translates to how you live off the bike. So just really working hard, trying your best, really riding with an intention sort of inspires you to live your life that way as well. And the other thing that's really important to me is I really believe every body is able to do this. So, I use the word every body, meaning really every physical body. It doesn't matter what you look like, any of that. It's not about losing anything. It's really just about gaining more motivation, more inspiration and passion in your life. So I really want, everyone to feel like they can do this, they can. The best part is you cannot fall off these bikes. You're in total control of the resistance. You can make it as easy or as challenging as you want. So it's really something that everybody can do.
That's such a great positive message for all of your customers.
Yeah.
It's really great to see how you shared your passion with others. What were and are still your biggest challenges, and how are you overcoming these challenges?
Yeah, so honestly, everything was some sort of challenge. I really didn't have any education in business or, finance or anything like that. So it was really just a huge learning experience through every step of the process. One of the biggest helps for me was having a mentor, and it's great because there are so many free resources in the area that you can tap into. So anyone who's thinking about opening a business should have a mentor, should use as many of those free resources that they can. Everything was just a big learning experience for me. So in terms of writing a business plan, it was just a matter of learning what are the steps that is required for that. One of the challenges was growing on social media. So at a certain point, I just sort of like got a lot of followers and then it kind of plateaued. But when I started to collaborate with other businesses, sort of with the same mission, my followers grew and I was able to kind of grow my audience in that way. So collaborating with other businesses is a really great idea to sort of grow your own business, especially when you have sort of like a like-minded mission involved. A lot of learning, a lot of growing, a lot of just making mistakes and learning from those mistakes. So it's been an experience.
Thank you for telling us about your journey along. Please talk about your career pathway and how your passion molded you into entrepreneurship, and also how your passion for cycling provided the mission for your company.
So I kind of, took a traditional pathway, a career pathway after I graduated from high school. I went to college to be a teacher, so I have, my degree in education, and I still teach actually as I'm running this business. So that's sort of like a traditional sense of where my career has led me. But it's really interesting because I feel like as time goes on, there's just more sort of like career pathways and options. And I think especially, with social media, like there's more things in like technology and content creation and that sort of thing. But yeah, I kind of took a traditional approach. I think especially because when I was in high school, there wasn't like a big message about like, oh yeah, go start your own business. It was kind of like, be a teacher, be a lawyer, be an engineer, like kind of more these traditional career pathways. So it wasn't really until after I had been working for a while that I even kind of considered something kind of different than what my career already was.
So you mentioned all the traditional paths that have been like promoted in high school. So what advice would you give to students who have an interest in entrepreneurship and starting their own business?
Yeah, I would really say just like follow your curiosities and just be open to whatever life kind of brings your way. I think a lot of times we like focus on having like this one central passion that like takes up, your whole life. But I think it's kind of more interesting to like have these like hobbies and curiosities that can sort of guide you. And, if you're open in your life to where these experiences might take you, you might just find that you have a business in one of those and start, your entrepreneurial career in something that you're interested in.
What courses do you recommend we take in high school to increase our desire to become an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I think, it's cool. Like I remember in high school having like the business classes, the accounting classes, and I think those are really good as sort of like an intro to business, an intro to starting a business. So I think things like that could be really helpful and really useful. I think other things too, like the creative arts and or like photography or design or anything like technology related is a really good idea just to sort of like get your creativity going. And then really like, I think too, like tapping into like different clubs or different, programs that your schools offer to sort of just like expand your horizons. So I know it can be scary to try new things, but if you can open up to those new experiences, it might sort of help guide you into maybe a career pathway or a business idea.
What are the next steps in your career development and your company?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to keep teaching for this coming school year. And so as I grow Easton Cycle, my plan is to open a small studio. So right now we've been doing just pop-ups in the area and bringing our bikes outdoors. But obviously it's going to get cold and no one's going to want to come outside and ride. So I'm looking at some different options for spaces to have indoor classes coming this fall.
Well, I know I'm certainly looking forward to taking some of those classes.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would like the listeners to know who are interested in possibly taking one of your cycling classes?
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone can find out when the rides are either on Instagram or Facebook. So at Easton Cycle, we post all of our pop-ups, the days and times. And for anyone who is listening, you can use the code WORKFORCE, all caps, one word, for $5 off of any ride that you choose. And you can sign up on our website, eastoncycle.com, and all the info is also on there.
That sounds great. I'm sure you'll get a lot of people wanting to ride after this.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jenny.
On behalf of myself and all the students in Lehigh Valley's 17 school districts, we appreciate you taking the time to provide us with the education, training, knowledge, skills, and abilities to get us on the right career track as an entrepreneur. Ms. Fimiano, do you have any other closing comments to share with me and all students in high school who are currently deciding what to be?
Yeah, my advice is to just, be open and stay open to whatever life has for you. There's just going to be so many amazing stops along your journey, and just learn as much as you can, throughout your, post-high school career, and just be open to everything life's going to bring for you. And just stay positive, really surround yourself with people who are going to support you and encourage you. I think that's really important too.
Thank you so much, Ms. Fimiano. Students and graduates, if you think entrepreneurship could be the right fit for you, visit careerlinklehighvalley.org or look up PA CareerLink Lehigh Valley on your school's kiosk to learn more. Entrepreneurs, career pathways are imperative to your company's growth. For more information to develop career pathways, please visit careerlinklehighvalley.org/career pathways. This ends our episode with Rena Fimiano from Easton Cycle. And remember to look for the links posted with this podcast.